Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome to another episode of Captain of Industry. In the last episode, we got this refinery to actually run in full tilt, and it'll stop as soon as we max out our diesel production over here. We've got plenty of crude oil ready to go, and we really need to step into Fertilizer 2, which we will do in just a minute. Just want to keep an eye on this. So this is NAFTA. We started talking about NAFTA in the last one, and I believe there was a few good options for us with NAFTA, which we may or may not be able to do as of yet. Yeah, so when we get the cracking units up and running, we'll be able to do the whole NAFTA into diesel and fuel gas thing, which I think will probably be our primary one. Plastics is something that's coming around in the future. We're already using NAFTA to do rubber, but probably not at a rate that's sufficient to use that. So we could use NAFTA and burn that and create steam for our other desalination facility over here. So we could do something, and maybe that's what we should be doing. So we can switch over to the full steam one, and then we'll create that each time. So let's do that. I would like one gas boiler. Okay, let's rotate that. Where's our steam? Our steam is actually supposed to be in that one there. So what I'll do is I'll put one gas boiler kind of all the way at the end over here. We will do a smokestack. Keep doing that. We'll do a smokestack, rotate that, and slot it in. So smokestack over there. For the time being, we will need to do a storage fluid storage, which we will do a little. Oh, actually, we won't be able to get it right up against it. So what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of a gap here. I think that'll be okay. We'll get that one in there, and then this is for that. Oh, and actually what we'll do is the next one around is we'll slot in a water connection through here, which we will tie in. If I do that, come on, how come? Yeah, that's no. Oh, that might have hit the wrong button. There we go. That's what we'll do there. So this will be water. Oh, actually, no. I don't want this. Actually, the small one. I think the small one's going to be fine. Then this one will be NAFTA. So we can bring in some NAFTA to run this. Now, out on this side, we've got brine coming out, and then we've got water in the other one. So what we will do is probably just get a bit of a spur off on this top one here and pop it in there. So we'll get a little bit of water going. That's fine. The rest of the water can run in the other direction. Now the question I have around brine, what can we do with brine? We could do just a standard evaporation pond. But even if we do that, we will still need to sort stuff out. So we're going to run the top one, which will be 24. Regardless, we will need the brine to kind of sort that out. So what I'll do here is we'll need a way of getting rid of a lot of the brine. So I'm just going to go all the way there. Get rid of that, and probably, can I do a bit of a quick remove there? Yes, please. Oh, that's not quite what I had in mind here. Yeah, anyway, just take that away, and I'll just rebuild it. 48 only, so we'll go from here, grab just a normal pipe, and try and get that squeezed in over there. Yeah, it's not the end of the world that it runs like so. I think that's all good. So all of that should work fine. We will do nothing but NAFTA on this one. NAFTA. There we go. So we'll run it like that. And then what we'll do is we'll just get our Unity to kind of build this in here. And instead of flaring the NAFTA on this side, which I will stop, all we'll do is say, buddies, just make sure to keep that empty. So what that'll mean is it'll move our NAFTA to this location over here. And one more thing, I want a little bit of water in here. So can you please bring me at least, well, let's bring at least 36 water in here. Hopefully the guys will bring it in. And as we create more water, this thing will kind of remain primed over here. So there we go. A little bit of water is being dropped off, which will fill this one up, get primed. Excellent. That's all good. I'm not sure we're going to get any extra water in here for the time being, but this thing should run and at least continue to keep going there. Yeah, okay, let's leave it there. Don't think we need to keep that filled now. Well, all good now. So now that should continue to run without any problems. And this will run a pretty decent big number of high pressured steam here. So that should work quite well, keeping this thing all filled up to such an effect that we don't actually need to run any water from this direction that way. Okay, perfect. That's the one thing. Now, the next one is, let's have a look at our research ever so quickly, and we'll move along to the next piece. We can now do soybean farming. What do we get from soybean farming? I believe the food processor will give us tofu, and I have no idea what we do with tofu. I'm not going to get into that straight away. Fermentation is something that's of interest. We can ferment corn mash and create ethanol. We can use ethanol and sulfur to produce rubber instead of NAFTA. Okay, fair enough. We can burn ethanol as well. But all in all, I'm not too sure whether there's any real big reason for us to use ethanol unless we burn it into something. Rubber, well, potentially rubber is a good one. Anyway, that's not something of interest to me right now. We can obviously go into chicken farming. We have additional edicts that would be of interest. I think the electrolysis piece is something that we should be looking at. Storage large is also good. Ship's bridge is something that we should be doing. Truck overload edict. There's a lot of stuff that we should be doing. NAFTA reforming is the one, the cracking unit. Potentially that's a good one for us to have a look at, so we can get more diesel and fuel gas from NAFTA all together. That's definitely something we should be doing. Recycling should be looked at. I think let's start off with the ship's bridge. Let's head into the ship's bridge, see if we can move that a little quicker. Now, the other one we've got is Fertilizer 2. So let's dismiss that one and have a quick look over here. We've got it paused for the time being. So if we head on over to Fertilizer, the chemical plant creates fertilizer. Wait, what? Let's head back into here and we quickly have a look at what Fertilizer 2 actually gives us. So in the mixer, we can mix Fertilizer 1 plus limestone plus sulfur and create Fertilizer 2. We've got limestone, we've got sulfur, no problem, and we can definitely generate that. So let's head on out. So we're going to continue to do this. Keep this guy nice and filled up. Okay, that's all good. What I will also do is I will get rid of all of that. Clean it out with excuse me. Sorry about that. Clean all of that out. Now we definitely need a bit of a tank over here to get our fertilizer ones going. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do one like that, and let's see what is the rate. So 12 every 60 seconds. And then if we go to the mixer, the mixer gives us, the mixer gives us, we can do multiple units actually. So the mixer is going to quite comfortably kind of sort this one out. So I'm going to just put it in there. Oh, hang on. And what it is it's in this location right there. So that's the mixer. We will make sure to switch that one on. So we would want limestone and sulfur to go in here. Now that doesn't need to be reached in any way, shape or form. What will need to be contactable or in contact is going to be a couple of these guys. So let's kind of sort that out. If I do one here, no, we will have to at the very least do... Yeah, it's not going to work as well. I think I may do that one and that one over there. And I think if I move this one over, that'll be better. So let's do that. Let's get rid of that. And we'll try that one more time. We actually don't need... Okay, so we'll do that. We'll, come on, tie that one in there, and we'll tie this one in on this side. That one will go over there, and this one will go over here. So one of them will be sulfur. Yep. And we'll give it a little bit. And the other one will be limestone, and we'll give it a little bit. That should be good. So, and then from here, that gives us a whole new area of storage. And the question is, really, do we do one or two? This one will be able to work. So if we do one there, that's fine. We'll tie that one in there, and we will tie this one. There we go. And we'll tie that one over there. There we go. And that's all set up. So perfectly together. Keep it on running. Switch that one on. And from here, we will now start producing fertilizer number 2, which is going to be even better for us. Don't pause it. Let's get out of here and see that this is actually running. That is producing fertilizer. This one is missing some inputs because we are, in fact, waiting for these things to be arriving, and they have. So now fertilizer 2 will start to be produced at fairly low rates, to be honest. But it creates quite a lot. Well, not a lot, but a bit more. But at least that should get us quite well fertilized at the moment. And some of these things, so corn, let's just quickly have a look at what is the situation with our food at the moment. So there is, well, we've pretty much got a little bit of everything. The question I always have is, should we go about doing a little bit more here? So vegetables, corn, and bread. So actually, it's pretty interesting that we've got them set up the way we have. So what we can do is we need a couple of loose storages. Don't do that. R is the rotate button. We'll grab a couple of loose storages over here. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll grab a couple of unit storages. Like so. That should work. Okay, and now this one, we want one of each to go anywhere. So one needs to be potatoes and the other one needs to be corn, just so that we get a little bit better at this. And potatoes needs to go in this way. And you need to switch on R if I want that to actually work. We need the U-shaped conveyor right there. Actually, I'm pretty keen on doing that. And then the next one, what we'll do is we will go up a level all the way across, and we will drop it down and in there. Perfect. That actually works really well. Then this one needs to be veggies, so this one will be vegetables. And we'll go ahead and tie that one in directly. And this one will be bread. And we'll go ahead and tie that one in directly. And there we go. So now at least got a little bit more storage going on. And before we end up doing that, actually, I'm going to trim that back and get them a little bit closer. And we'll stop importing from this area here once we've got that done. So let's just get our storages sorted out again. A unit storage. Can you please move? Come on. Okay. Get out of the way. Okay, pause it there. Just we just move you out of the way, please. Clearly, we've got no real issues here with our trucks being too busy. You get out of the way, and you get out of the way as well. Move. Excellent. Now that you're out of the way, we'll do the 2 unit storages. One there and one there. We'll get that sorted out there, and we'll get that sorted out over there. This will be bread. And this will be vegetables. And with all of that in mind, we will now get all of that built. And that gives us tons of extra storage for our food right over here. Still, we will be moving things over. And now with that in mind, we will switch off the truck imports. And the truck imports will now go to the other spots here. And when those are full, we'll make sure to move it in that way. So what I would like to do is try and keep these empty. So when they do get a little bit too much, we'll sort that out. Similarly, we would like to keep that one empty. And this one, actually, potatoes are not as busy as we would have thought initially. Yeah, our food is definitely dropping off a little bit. There's still plenty of corn around, but the rest is starting to drop off. Now, the hope is that we can move a fair bit of this stuff in through here. That is 36 that it's producing. So we can quite comfortably boost this one, or do even 2 of them. Let's go ahead and run a boost on this one, which will give us 24, which is going to be exactly what we need to run this one. Excellent. So now we'll create a fair bit more fertilizer and get that up and running. Oh, why are we out of power? What is the issue with power? So I'm pausing it so I can have a quick look here. We're out of water. Okay. I'm not sure I know why that happened. Our brine and salt outputs are full. Okay. That is an interesting one, because that means we definitely need to move salt a little bit quicker. So give me that. Let's get this all built up. And what I'm a little worried about is that when this thing, whether that is in fact creating water now, are we seeing that moving? So I would like an alert when this one goes empty. That's why we've got the backup power running on the other side, and I'm assuming it just took it a while to kick back in, but now this one is going to start running, and I'm hoping that means that things will move through here a little quicker. What is this guy saying? Pickup cannot deliver limestone, no valid destination. Interesting. But I believe we should be moving a fair bit of water in here now. On this side, water should be no problems. We're actually out of NAFTA, so this is missing an input, but that's okay. There's a fair bit of water ready to go for the next round. Small excavator has no fuel, which is a little awkward, but I believe the truck that's closest by is this one, and that should have fuel ready to go. I'm assuming that one does have fuel now, and it just took a little bit of while for a truck to get here and sort it out. But we are slowly digging our ramp down here, which will give us access to that beach. And then we should have access to all the levels, apart from this one. This is a bit of a deep dig on the other side. Is that the only other coal that we have? It might be. It might be the only other coal. Let's switch these on. There's coal over there. Tons of, look at all the copper in there. And then there's a lot of coal that we can kind of, well, actually, it's not that much. It's kind of, we need to sift through things here. Anyway, and then we've got gold all the way on the edge. There's lots of oil in there. Not that we need it because we've got the oil rig set up anyway. Okay, so all of that is pretty good. We've unity of 100. Let's have a look at our food here. Yeah, plenty of food available. Okay, all interesting. All very interesting. How's this going? Do we have fertilizer available? Yeah, we should be running pretty decent amounts of food, to be honest. What's going on here? Not quite. Is any of these things all backed up? Yeah, it's all backed up. So that is actually not producing. Now, with regards to compost, let's have a quick look. Low food supply? My goodness, 12 months only. Yeah, we need to fix this. This is the big issue here. Everything else seems pretty reasonable, actually. Yeah, look at that. Bread's dropped off completely. Veggies is coming back up. So what can we do with compost? Consumption of compost is just to be dumped somewhere, or we create it into organic fertilizer, which I'm not doing anymore. Well, actually, I'm kind of tempted to put it back in there and see what happens with it. So let's do that. Let's get rid of that, the compost there, and that one there, and let's just make sure we kind of get all of this removed. Excellent, that's fine. And if we switch that back in here, the U-shaped conveyor back in there, and we get this one quick delivered, and we switch this one back on again, I believe we should still have water supply coming down here. Yeah, that's still full on water. But let's see about this one. If we keep running this in here, there we go. There goes the bread. Well, actually the flour to be able to go into bread. Yeah, that one was just all backed up. That's basically the issue that we had here. And now we're out of power again. Did we hit a shortage? No, this should be running. This should be running. I don't know why that would not be running unless we ran out of, potentially ran out of these various sources, actually. Interesting. But now this should be moving. Let's clear that out. Yeah, so this should now start moving again. And that means we should be... That's fertilizer 2. There's nothing in here. But we should be running... Yeah, because this doesn't run all the time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are, in fact, putting in potentially different types of fertilizers. It doesn't actually say what, which is interesting. It doesn't say, it just says fertilizer. It doesn't say which one of them, which is an interesting concept. So potentially we can just mix and match like this, which is a good idea then. At least we've got some compost available if we wanted to kind of, line out a different area for another farm. But everything else should be moving. Yeah, all of that's working. This is pretty slow going though. But it's at least, it's keeping pace though. And this guy is producing a fair bit of food. What we will do is at least empty it when it gets to halfway full, so at least it moves along to the other side. Actually, potentially what we should just be doing is we just make sure that these things are being kept are being kept at least like a little bit full here. Just a little bit in each, just to make sure we are constantly trying to supply here. Yeah, lots and lots of corn availability to our people here, but I think that should start moving things out a little bit more. Certainly we are fertilizing these things up to the 90% fertilization target. Excellent, so that's all good. Now, we are doing Ship's Bridge 2. We can probably start switching on the next one. Is this thing all filled up? Yeah, it is. So let's see about switching off the unities on those guys. Is all of this stuff all filled up? Yeah, I think it is. So we can quite comfortably switch off the unities over here. Or we leave it as is, and what we do is we do a bit of a upgrade to the storage here, and we start pumping in a little bit more. This guy's full, that guy's full, absolutely brilliant. This guy's full, that guy's full, absolutely brilliant yet again. Let's bring a little bit more. Let's keep this one full. Well, maybe a little bit off of full. So we'll bring more of the electronics over this way. And I'm also kind of tempted, let's get that upgraded as well. This will be... Yeah, we don't actually need any more of this. Let's unpause this one and start working that as well and get the research done a little bit quicker. We can now also get recyclables out from here, which is something that I am quite interested in doing. Why are we constantly having issues with our power? This should really not have any problems unless it's because of the auto balance. It might be because of the auto balance. So a little bit of a dip because of auto balance is not the end of the world. I'm quite comfortable with that. So this should be filling up a little bit more of the parts 3. What is our ship doing? It's quite nice. Let's quickly send that out. What's the next item for us to head into? We've kind of done all of the pirates. We can't get here. We can't get there. Certainly can't get here. Can't get there. Can't get this way. Can't get that way. Yeah, Ship's Bridge seems to be an important next steps for us. So we've practically done everything. We can certainly start opening up some of these other items. We can't go over here. Yeah, so we do need Ship's Bridge 2 to get sorted out. We can start the repairs on this guy if we wanted to. Let's get our unit 3s up a little bit higher, and then we'll go and do the repairs there, because we will need it in the not too distant future. Oh, we've got another one standing by, ready to go. And I was kind of wondering whether we use some of these things, right? Let's have another quick look at what's happening with our digging. So some of these things, I do wonder whether we really need to worry a lot about it, and whether we just go and dig straight into there now. Yeah, maybe that's what we do. We keep it at that level, and we go nuts and dig right into that mountainside there. That should be all the limestone that we need. Similarly, let's have another look at what's going on over here. Yeah, we're practically at the end of that. So what I would like to do is let's go ahead and do some proper digging out into this direction. We shouldn't be collapsing this too much. Wow. Now let's see if I go and grab ourselves a piece of retaining wall structure here. And I should have kept shift on board. So we'll do a bit of shift there. If I do that, I believe that should keep this stuff from going too crazy. Actually, if I have a look at this, ooh, it'll be a pretty small one if we wanted to do that. So I would like to retain a little bit more over here. Okay, so that should give us a pretty decent area of effect there. So let's go and Unity build all of that. Why did you not build the last piece? Oh, out of concrete. There's a lot of concrete to do that. Should be able to run through there pretty easily though. Concrete should be coming back in quite quickly though, even though we've used a fair bit of it. It should come back in quite quickly. Now, if I go here and just have a look, I don't need to dump in that side, so let's edit this area. Bring that out over in this kind of general. It didn't actually take effect. Let's try that one more time and edit this area from around here and something like that should be useful. So now these guys can continue to dig into this area. I believe, how much does this take? So let's do a quick deliver over there. 1 should be fine. Just a little bit of a retaining wall to just kind of sort this area out a little bit. This thing is empty. So what I will do is let's put the Unity back on here. Ship's bridge is almost done. Yep, and now that last one can be quick delivered. So that's okay. Let's get that all sorted out. Now it's sorted out again. We are missing water. Okay, so what's gone wrong here now? This is good. That's good. That's not blocked up. This is blocked up again. Okay, what else can we do with salt? Let's have a quick look at salt, because salt is becoming a bit of an issue for us. Can we, for instance, let's have a look. Salt can be consumed with water to create brine, which is weird. Salt can do salt mix, glass mix, which we're doing already, and a different style of glass mix. So that's pretty much it. Unless we do, and even this is low, it's low volumes of salt. So what I think we need to do instead is, instead of worrying of too much more salt, we should get a dump here, and we should in fact dump the brine. We can't do more salt, right? So let's get ourselves a bit of a dump going on, a liquid dump. Can we squeeze a dump in here, please? It actually would work in that spot. If we redo these pipes, okay, I'm going to redo these pipes and get ourselves a liquid dump there to just make sure we kind of sort out the brine. Let's just get the rest done here, that one there and that one there. And we'll remove that, and we will, no, and we'll remove this one. Now, with that in mind, we'll quickly do the liquid dump first, because there's like only one spot that it can go. So the liquid dump will go in there. Brine will, I'll redo the brine as well. So this one there. Okay, let's get those removed. I'll do one more here, just to make sure we get rid of, come on, there we go, stop it, there we go. Okay, now, so what we'll need here is we'll need a liquid balancer, for a pipe balancer, basically, for the brine. So brine will go in here. One there. No. Let's get this to look a little bit nicer. So we'll need one to run into that direction. So we'll do that. So we'll go one there, one there, and then this guy will go out that way. Okay? And we will get that all tied in. This will be the priority out, then everything else will go out that way. This one will go up to a pretty high level here, so let's go. up to that level there. And up to this level here. So now I believe that'll be all good for us. And these needs to be pipe level 2, which we will sort out. So let's all get all of that built. So now brine will keep moving, even though it doesn't really matter what you're dumping, but brine is the one. You would like to dump brine. This needs to be upgraded to pipe number 2, please. How much does this actually produce? 48 and 48. So that's all good. So as long as that section is up to pipe 2, then this thing should keep going, and we're dumping brine in that area. Ship's Bridge 2 has been researched. So now, even though our salt, we've got a fair supply of salt, this whole thing should keep running now. Okay, excellent. We'll come back in just a minute and see if that is still the case. We've got stuff. Stuff is available. So what I'm thinking is, well, anyway, let's keep that going. Ship's Bridge 2 is done. Let's quickly pop in and see what the next research is. I'm NAFTA reforming or electrolysis. Let's move over to electrolysis quickly, because that gives us access to chlorine from brine, which is just kind of what we're trying to do now. So we'll have a little bit of extra chlorine being produced and see where we can use a little bit of that. This thing should be almost full. Yeah, absolutely working pretty well, actually. Keeping all of these things nice and full. Yeah, I like it. Every now and again we have got 2 megawatts of power. Why would we need 2 megawatts of power? That feels a little over the top to me. But anyway, that's all good. Ship's Bridge, let's have a quick look. If we go and do a bit of an upgrade on the Ship's Bridge, that's going to cost us stuff we can afford. So let's go ahead and continue to do that. Let's head over to electrolysis is underway. So we'll get that upgraded. We've got extra vehicles here, so we can quite comfortably start digging a little bit more stuff if we wanted to. And we're not actually clear cutting any areas, but this area, for instance, we could quite comfortably drop it down a level, use all of that to start filling in some of this. And let's quickly have a look at what's happening with, what is happening over here? Nowhere to dump. So let's have a quick look. Our dumping ground is all good, but what we need to do is just edit our area a little bit over here. So let's go nuts and move the area that way. So dumping can in fact go ahead. Yeah, there we go. I'm a little disappointed by that. What I will have a quick look is if we grab the shipyard, for instance, that one. Yeah, so it means we need to bump it out a little bit. So there we can actually do that. So it's not the end of the world that the garbage is actually spilling out into that general direction. That's okay. So keep dumping some stuff. Yeah, we need making sure garbage is being dumped. How's our food looking over here? Bread? Ooh. Lots of stuff there. So everything is at least moving now. Yeah, absolutely. So corn is the only thing that we've got tons of, and we're back up to a 23-month supply of food. The Ship's Bridge 2 is underway. We don't have any vegetables or potatoes or even bread. My goodness. So we may have to start looking at another farm or upgrade this to greenhouse, which I can't do here. So that's a bit interesting. We should be running max fertilization. So we could potentially up our fertilization a little bit. So if I go here and I say, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to up it to 100 on at least the wheat, right? Yeah, let's up it to 100 and at least the wheat and see how that goes. We'll make a little, and we're actually doing veggies as well. So we're rotating. Interesting. Well, that's okay. So the ones that's doing veggies, they're all doing veggies, in fact. Well, okay, let's just keep it there. See how that goes. This one does a little bit of everything. Okay, all good, all good. I think what I'm going to do is leave that episode there, and in the next one, what are we going to do in the next one? Electrolysis, NAFTA reforming. This is all good. Why is our power constantly dipping out? It really shouldn't. Unless we're now consistently using a little bit more than this thing can offer. What is this? This is 600, 1.2, 1.8. So this is 1.8. So that means we're consistently using more. Meaning that we actively need to get this thing to keep running. Right? It's the auto balance that's it's we're just taking a little bit of time to kick in. What we can do here is oh, you know what? We're actually generating a little bit more power. I am going to, you know what I'm going to do? Can I please get rid of all of this stuff? Okay. And well, let's get rid of this. It's gonna be problematic though for the time being. Now what we'll need is back into power. We'll get a couple of these guys. 1, 2, like so, and we will give that a bit of unity there. And we will get rid of the rest of this and the rest of that. Okay, so now with that in mind, this thing should be running. This one doesn't have to be, so we'll switch off one of these from auto balance and we'll keep one on auto balance. And what I'll do is I'll put another flywheel in there. Or two, even two. Let's get 2 flywheels in here. I really no idea what the perfect amount is. If you know what the perfect ratio of flywheels to generation is, let me know. And we'll see about readjusting from there. But with that flywheel in place, we'll at least be able to store a little bit more, and that would hopefully negate some of these issues that we're experiencing when this dips and comes up and dips and comes up. What I will also do is I will look at getting rid of this guy, or what's the situation here? We're missing an input, which is steam. It's interesting. So what I think we need to do here, I'll quickly finish this one off before we end the episode. What I think we need to do here is not what we're doing right now. I think we need a pipe balancer to fill this one up first, even if it's just a minor amount, so that we can always pop this back in. Though we're out of NAFTA though. What's the situation with this guy? We're not keeping it fully empty though. We don't want to, because we want the first amount of it to go out that way. So maybe that's fine. Maybe we'll leave it there and keep an eye on that. I don't think we need any more water than we've got here at the moment. So we don't need to run this thing at full tilt all the time. So that's all good. These things have been cleared out. They're here just in case we wanted to drop off some extra crude oil from the ship here, which has been upgraded. Let's load some crew in there. That's all good. That is looking pretty sharp, actually. Okay, guys, in the next episode, we'll send that one back out and we'll see about continuing our exploration. Okay, I will see you in the next episode. Until then, have a good one. Leave some comments, hit the like, and subscribe. Bye-bye.